इंडस एज एंड फ्रेंड्स वर्ल्ड टीवी की तरफ से आप सबका स्वागत। मैं आपका अपना वरुण तिवारी। दोस्तों, आज ले चलेंगे आपको बॉलीवुड। जी हाँ, जहाँ पे हमारी होस्ट निधि आपके साथ आज मुलाकात करवाएगी आलिया भट्ट से। जी, सबसे पहले तो देखते हैं कि उनकी आने वाली मूवी का जो गंगूबाई उसका ट्रेलर, और फिर बातचीत करवाते हैं आपकी आलिया भट्ट से।
नमस्ते नमस्ते। आपसे ज्यादा इज्जत है हमारे पास, पूछो कैसे। आपकी इज्जत एक बार गई तो गई, हम तो रोज रात को इज्जत बेचती है। बिरजू, तुझे क्या लगता है गंगूबाई गू खाती है? तेरी अगर आप सुन किया उल्टी आ जाती है। ठान लिया गंगू ने, हमारे बच्चों को इनको शिक्षा का हक दिलाकर ही रहूंगी और समाज में इंसान की तरह जीने का हक मैं लेकर ही रहूंगी।
मुंह खोलो।
हाँ।
और थोड़ा खोलो।
हाँ।
और थोड़ा।
अब पूरा का पूरा चाइना मुंह में घुसाएगा क्या? अरे जब शक्ति, संपत्ति, सद्बुद्धि ये तीनों ही औरतें हैं, तो इन मर्दों को किस बात का गुरूर? ए जी भाई, लिख देना कल के अखबार में कि आजाद मैदान में भाषण देते वक्त गंगूबाई ने आंखें झुकाकर नहीं, आंखें मिलाकर अपने हक की बात की है भाई।
Hi viewers, today we have with us a very young and talented actress from the Indian film industry who has proven her versatility and maturity as an actor every time she's seen on screen. Please put your hands together for Alia Bhatt, who's gearing up for her next release Gangubai Kathiawadi exclusively at IndusAge. So Alia, tell me, millions of eyes are fixed on you for this film Gangubai. So how does it feel that people are expecting so much from this?
Well, I'm happy only when people have expectations. That means I must have done something right, or the trailer must have connected in some way for people to have those expectations. But the expectations only brings more responsibility for it to be a good outcome at the end of it. But
Right.
I have a good feeling that people will not be disappointed, and there is, if not a lot to love, something to love in the film. So I'm just hoping that that comes through.
Okay, and you're very selective about the kind of films you do. You will not say yes to any film. So what was so special about Gangubai that you decided कि ये तो करनी है?
I think मेरे लिए speciality come in terms of challenge or creative involvement director के साथ. That is something that really matters to me. Sanjay Leela Bhansali is the director that I've wanted to work with for a very very long time, from the start of my career, before the start of my career, before the start of my understanding for possibility of me having a career or a chance in movies someday. From then I was like, oh, one day I will be directed by Sanjay sir. So that was a very very big factor for me. And more than anything, the fact that it was so away from who I am as a person, this character, it's so challenging. I only
Right.
looked at it as a great opportunity to do like a complete 180-degree transformation.
Mm-hmm. And Alia, as an audience, a Sanjay Leela Bhansali film is about magic on screen. It takes you to another world itself. So did it kind of change you in any way as an actor? Because it's a different experience for an audience, but how was it for you as an actor?
As an actor, it changed me completely. I don't think before working with Sanjay sir, I knew what it was to think of a scene with so many layers and subtext and approach it from so many different directions. Sir really gives you these little sort of um, sort of what you call pieces of thoughts and pieces of like little gems of like possibilities of how a person can respond in a moment like this. But he gives you so many of these options that you can do this, you can do that, you can do this, you can do that, that it becomes like a whole buffet of, oh, actually there were all these things that I can bring in just this one scene and just one layer and over here. So I think that those conversations and that opening up of my mind that we can do all these things really made a very very big difference to the way I look at approaching a scene or a character nowadays.
Right. So, Alia, like you mentioned about how you looked, in the trailer we see you that you're speaking with your eyes. It is coming out so beautifully. So, and the dialogues are amazing. मतलब दमदार dialogue होता है ना, वैसे that is how it is coming out. So, what was special preparation you had to go through? How difficult was it to get into the skin of the character?
देखो मेरे लिए I feel preparation, I always say this beforehand, is always, it's not very, that's not the preparation that finally you do that will really make the character. That's just something that you do to make yourself feel better, कि you do अपना homework आपने कर लिया है और ये आपका homework हो जाता है. Things like body language, linguistics, voice tonality, stuff like that. But actual जाके जो getting into the skin of the character only happens when you are on set and when you're thinking like the character, and that does not happen unless you are on set in front of the camera.
Yes, and this film has talented ensemble of actors like Vijay Raj. He's seen completely in a different avatar altogether, and Ajay Devgan is there. Shantanu is being introduced. So, how was it collaborating with people from different type and kinds of acting skills? So, and all of them coming together and under one umbrella and giving out brilliant performance. So, how was it? How was the overall experience?
Working with Vijay Raj was amazing. He is an extremely unassuming, almost intimidating actor that you don't know which way, what way he's going to go. Shantanu, first film, didn't think it was his first film. I could sense yesterday, even when we were watching the film, the response that he gets with an audience is very organic and natural because he's got very, very lovely eyes and he's got a rhythm in his body which is beautiful. And I think he's going to go a very, very long way. Touch wood, I hope, and I wish only the best for him. Ajay Devgan, I mean, he's such a big superstar, but still on set, so collaborative. He makes such a big impact as Rahim Lala in the film. And he's so important in Gangubai's life, the journey that he has in her life. It's such, it's a very big, impactful part. Even working with Seema Pava, who's also playing an important part, and all the other supporting cast, the women of Kamatipura, who are Gangubai's world, all theater actors, new actors, amazing. And I feel like the casting has been played a very, very important part in making the film the way it is today.
Yes, and Alia, you're very talented and very bold, and you do your bit for the society as well. How Gangubai, this character, has done in her time. So, what do you see any similarity between yourself and this character, because she's a strong woman and so are you? So, any similarity?
I mean, Gangubai was a feminist before feminism was even coined. So I don't, in terms of similarity, I agree with her. I agree with her idea of equality. But other than that, I don't have the same courage or the same, ability to fight and think for other people the way she does, for sure.
Okay, and you're always reinventing yourself. You'll not repeat yourself. Every time we'll see you in a new avatar. So, what all new projects you have lined up, and अब आप किस तरह से audience को surprise करने वाले हो?
वो surprise मुझे पता नहीं है, but I have a couple of very interesting projects lined up, and I'm very excited for each and every one of them. I'm shooting for a film called Rocky और रानी की प्रेम कहानी right now, which is a film directed by Karan Johar. I'm working with him after so many years, after my first film, back with Ranveer, full ensemble cast with Shabana ji, Dharmender ji, Jaya Bachchan. So it's a full family, typical sort of romantic family fun film, which is going to be full of color. So that's a completely different space, which is something that I've missed doing for a long time. And then I'm doing this film called Jile Zara, which is a girls' road trip film with Priyanka Chopra, Katrina Kaif, myself, directed by Farhan Akhtar. So I'm very excited about that as well.
And Alia, you, like I've mentioned, you're very bold and an inspiration for the current generation. What is your message to all the women who look up to you as an inspiration?
I think my message to the women will only be one thing, is that if If you wake up in the morning with belief in the power and ability that you have just by yourself, then there's no stopping, and then like the world is your oyster. There's no stopping for you, but you have to wake up and believe in yourself first before the world can believe in you.
Also, you're very vocal even about your personal life. Like, you'll not shy away. You're very courageous in that sense. Where do you get that confidence from? Like,
don't
a lot
think
of
it's
people
about
are not like that.
I don't think it's
Yeah.
about being courageous. I think I am very protective about my personal life, but I
Okay.
don't think I don't care enough, or I'm not bothered to try and work extra hard to hide anything of the way I feel or what I'm doing, because I feel like that takes a lot of energy out of your life, and I really don't want to go there.
That's I think, a better way to handle it. What should be the takeaway from your film Gangubai Kathiawadi for the audience?
Well, I think that only the audience can say once they watch it. If I give them the takeaway, then why do they go watch the film? So first they should go watch the film and then give me their takeaway.
Okay. Thank you so much, Alia. It was a pleasure to speak with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Australia's first Indian magazine to have a national reach, Indus Age is the largest circulated South Asian magazine in Australia with 5 simultaneous editions, 55,000 copies printed monthly, 220,000 readers, largest network of clients, undisputed leader in community news. Indus Age is circulated in Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Brisbane and Perth to over 525 outlets. Grab your copy now to get the latest on the community, news from India, Bollywood, music and much more. For more info, log on to www.indusage.com.au.